All right, we are coming to you tonight from World War II Memorial Field here at Buckeye Local. We have tonight the Monday evening. It's going to be Monday evening recap during the regular season, but I guess tonight would be the kickoff as the season begins here on Thursday night. I am joined by my co-host for the 2017 season, Miss Aspen Matlock. Aspen, how you doing today?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing great. We finished up 2 schools today, and excited to do this bit with you here.
Me too, under these great lights.
Well, see, the problem with the lights is I didn't get authorization to have the lights on because we were running around so much. So, yes, we are using the few lights that I had left in the trailer. Of course, I don't even have any of the trees, so we just kind of had to rig this. Give a shout out to Josh behind there, the lights, the cameraman, the audio guy. He's kind of doing it all for us here this evening. But there is a football field behind us, ladies and gentlemen. She's just teasing me a little bit. Now, of course, Aspen, you were supposed to be going to practices with us.
Yes.
That, we got to see what that was going to be like, and the scheduling is crazy, as usual.
Yeah.
And we didn't actually end up getting to have you go to any of the practices. We had to change a couple of the practices around with the coaches, but we were very accommodating to them. And I basically was doing your job.
Yes.
So I made it a little bit easy for you for this year. Now, we have one more school to get a preview for, and I might take you to that one if you're available. We have to do Madonna on Wednesday, and then we have to finish up with Weir on Wednesdays as well. We have to just film their practices. We got all their interviews in and things like that. But real quick, let's go down through the 2017 schedule. I'm going to let Aspen take it from here to tell you where we're going to be at here this Thursday and Friday.
Okay, so Thursday, Brook at Wheeling Park. Friday, Bel Air at River.
And then here coming up on Friday, September 1st, Union Local will be right here at Buckeye Local. Friday, September 8th, Shadyside at Magnolia. And then, of course, I'll have a bye week on Friday, September 15th.
And Friday, September 22nd, Magnolia at Wheeling Central. And Friday, September 29th, Payton City at Cameron.
Once we get into October, we got Friday, October 6th, River at Bridgeport. And then Friday, October 13th, Wheeling Central at Martins Ferry.
Thursday, October 19th, Steubenville Central at Madonna, and Friday, October 20th, Bel Air at Union Local.
We finish up the season on Friday, October 20th, Brook at Weir, and then November 3rd, Wheeling Park at John Marshall. So that is the complete schedule.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. So, you interviewed the players and coaches. And
I did your job.
Yes.
Basically, since on the schedule. First year doing this, we learned a lot of what to do and what not to do. So, next year, Josh, we're bagging lunches. We ended up eating out way too much, more than I wanted to, and we're bringing a cooler of water and Gatorade because we were left thirsty, of course, while the other teams were drinking water. So.
All right, well, I have a few questions for you.
Okay. All right. So the interviewer becomes the interviewee. Okay. All right. Let's see what you got, girl.
Okay, so how did you pick the teams this year?
I get the schedules back in April, and I talk with the athletic directors. I will admit I don't talk to all the athletic directors in the Ohio Valley. I'd like to. It's just difficult to do that. And I pick out the kind of games that I think potentially could be key games, key matchups, and then obviously I have to get the approval from the ADs. The first year, of course, you're trying to get 12 schools to buy into a program that you're doing, and it's never been done before, so it's a little bit more of a challenge. Second year, it gets a little bit easier as you go into the third season. And, I also have to go from a wedding season because we have a lot of weddings on Fridays, and, of course, our weddings on Saturdays, so, that kind of factors in a little bit. To it, but I try to make sure that every year we add new teams to the schedule. I know this year we added River, Cameron, Weir, and Madonna, and I believe there was one more that we added in. So it's nice that we had at least 4 new teams added this season, and then of course next year try to add on 1 or 2 more, 3 more different ones. So, but that's pretty much the idea of it. And then like I said, the schedule. The ADs have to approve the games. If they don't approve the games, then, I'd either don't get to come or, I have to pick another game.
Okay, so best games you've seen so far in the first 2 seasons.
We don't really get to watch the games a lot because we literally have to go to another gig as soon as it's over with. So like, if you'd ask me atmosphere, not the game, atmosphere-wise, first season by far, St. Clairsville hosted Steubenville. Both teams came in undefeated. I remember I ended up going to St. Clairsville's pep rally that week too, and the atmosphere felt like you were at a college game. And last year, the Brook Wheeling Park game up at Brook, that was really cool. The atmosphere there for those two teams was electric for sure. But I mean, every week's pretty much good. I mean, on my end, you want the student body to show up. So I'm like, when I get in to start setting up, I'm like, oh, okay, I hope we have a lot of kids show up for this. And it gets bigger and better every year. And I'm excited for this season. I'm excited to see a lot of the schools that I haven't seen yet. So.
Okay, and how about your expectations for this year?
I'm expecting to have a lot of fun. We've added so much new stuff to Friday Night Lights. I mean, this was a pregame show that is now turned into a team preview too. And the vision I have going forward into 2018, I'm always a year ahead. I'm always thinking, okay, down the road, how can we get bigger and better? And some of the things I didn't get to do this year, I've already got on paper for next year that I want to get accomplished. So.
Okay. And so let's.
These are good questions, by the way. Props on these.
Alrighty, so let's get into the spinoff on this. Of course, is Lights, Camera, Intro High School Basketball.
Yes,
Can
it
you
is.
tell us a little bit about that?
That is a lot more work than this for a short amount of time. It is literally a 2.5-hour, 3-hour setup, and then we have 5 minutes to pull it off. We basically bring in a light show for the basketball team, and the PE announcer does the introductions for the away team, and then we kill all the lights in the arena, and then it goes on to my lights, and then we do a little bit of smoke, and then we do like a professional entrance for the basketball team, kind of make them feel like they're at the NBA, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of work. Josh behind the camera right now, shaking his head. It's literally 2.5, 3 hours to set up, and then about another 2 hours to tear it down, and you have to wait till the game's over to tear it down. You can't tear it down while the game is going on because you have parents up there, in the stands, and that's where the lights are at. So it's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun, and I was glad to see it take off as well. We were only trying to do 4 games last season, and a couple schools called us out on Twitter, one being Buckeye Local, actually, and we ended up doing their game, and the idea I have around it is to not have the teams that were on it last year, not have them again this year. So we're only going to do 6 games, so try to have 6 new teams on, and the idea was they had to be on for football season for me to offer the basketball season to them. And of course, you got to get the approval of the AD and the coach, obviously. I mean, that's first and foremost. But that's the idea. So if they were on the season at any point during season 1, 2, or this year for football, then they have the option of getting picked up for basketball.
Okay. And any teams on the schedule yet?
No, I haven't even worked on it yet. I probably won't work on it until like about October or November. We usually try to do it on the second half of the season when they come back from Christmas break. We try to do it then because that's kind of like my downtime a little bit in January and February. So we try to do it on the second half of the season. I know off the top of my head 2 teams that I definitely want on the schedule. Magnolia, of course, we didn't get to do their game last year. We were trying to. We actually had, they were 7th game, and we couldn't get to it. We had a scheduling conflict. So they'll be on. I know I talked to their athletic director. He was okay for it. And I'd like to get Shadyside on the schedule. They were on the schedule for football for the first 2 seasons. We haven't been down there for basketball yet. And they were at the Bridgeport game that we did. And a couple of the parents were asking. They were like, man, like, why don't you come down to Shadyside? And so hopefully we get those 2 on. And then the rest of the schedule, I have no idea. Of course, Wheeling Park on the schedule this year. I know Jebbia, the basketball coach up there at Wheeling Park. So hopefully, if the Park game goes good on Thursday, hopefully we can add Wheeling Park to the schedule as well.
Okay. And let's go over, what is the Monday evening recap show going to be like?
It's going to be up at Quaker Steak and Lube, and it is going to be around 7 o'clock, because I know ESPN, I think they start their game around 8 o'clock. So the idea originally was to do this in the morning, and we ended up changing it to the evening, because a lot of people work 9 to 5, and this is going to be streaming live on our Facebook page. So this way, folks can watch it at home, before the football game, and it's basically just going to be, a recap of the week before, all the schedules, where we're going to be at the following week, and then we're going to have a couple sponsors are going to be on every week, You know, whoever sponsors FNL this year, you know, they'll have an opportunity to come up and get interviewed. And then one of the cool things that I wanted to do was to bring back a player from a previous team in that school. So like, of course, Wheeling Park and Rivers this week. It would have been nice tonight to have somebody from Wheeling Park from their state title team in 2015, possibly somebody from last season's River team. But I just literally started the idea over the weekend, so like you're scrambling around. We had 2 previews today, so that just, you know, it's not going to happen. But to have 2 key players from their team, you know, next week on the show with me would be pretty cool. And then of course, I don't even know where we're at the following week. I don't have no idea where we're even at, but you know, whoever's home team we're at that week, you know, I'd like to have, you know, somebody from, if they won a state title, maybe bring back one of the players from that state title team and have them come up and interview them and stuff. It's gonna be a fun 15, 20-minute show. Nothing crazy, but you know, excited to be doing it with Quaker Steak League. They're one of my biggest sponsors up here in the Ohio Valley, and looking forward to it.
Okay. And what's your vision for the Friday Night Lights?
The vision for this, I kind of don't want to give away all my secrets, but you know, like I told you earlier, I'm always thinking ahead down the road what's going to be, you know, how to make this bigger and better. You know, adding you this year, seeing what it was like to work with a co-host last year was really cool, and I was impressed you brought these questions. I had no idea. That's impressive. I like it. You know, we missed you at the previews, but you know, next year to have you at all the previews with me and have it kind of spaced out a little bit more. I like, the coaches even said, they were like, we liked how you came the week before, 2 weeks before the season started, because you really kind of got an in-depth look at the team. It's not like first week of practice, they're not in pads, and you barely see what they're getting ready to produce on the field. All right, you get one more question.
Okay.
That's it.
Ready?
I'm ready. What is it?
Okay, so I need you to describe one word for each of these schools.
The schools that we're at this year?
Yes.
Okay.
You ready?
All right. Yeah. Let's do it. 'Cause since I was doing your job, you know, since you weren't able to come to the practices, you know.
Okay.
All right.
Cameron.
One word?
Yes.
I'm gonna say direction. Scott Holt, you know, I've known Scott for a long time. I think he's got that program going in the right direction. I would say that. I would say that for sure.
Okay. How about Bridgeport?
Trust. I think those kids gotta trust each other, and they gotta trust the coach, and they gotta trust the team, and you know, hopefully they're gonna have a good season this year.
Okay. Wheeling Park.
Park's kind of tough because Josh and me did that today, and we didn't really get to see them practice. I would say conditioned. I mean, they look like they're in shape, look like they're ready to go, but I mean, it's kind of hard to give one word. I mean, we really didn't get to see much footage of them practicing. So that one's kind of tough.
Okay, how about Weir?
Weir's definitely hungry. I mean, I know that team last year making the playoffs. I think that they got beat by the team that ended up winning the AA state championship in West Virginia. So Weir, they look hungry for sure.
Martins Ferry.
Coached, you know, Dave Bruni. You know, he's been coaching 45 years now, and I think that you know, he's got his boys heading in the right direction. It's just whether they're going to buy into it and listen to him, and he's got a winning record, you know, as a head coach. And I think that you know, one word to describe that right now would be coached, very well coached.
River.
Discipline. I would say family would be the second word I would use too on that. Discipline. River was really attention to detail when we were down there. It seemed like from on our end. And you're asking me this, and I've seen one practice of these guys, and I'm not a sports caster. I'm not a sports anchor. You know what I mean? I'm just a DJ. But we're having fun with this, obviously. But yeah, River, I would say discipline. I would say that word.
Union Local.
Intrigued. I would say intrigued because they went 7-3 last season, lost a lot of key players. Practice was good when we were there, but I'm intrigued to see where they go. I would say that's a word I'd use.
Madonna.
I would say clueless. Not Madonna, I would say us because we haven't been there yet. So, we go there on Wednesday. So I would say, yeah, I would say clueless right now. I have no idea how they're going to look. So it's going to be interesting to see how they do.
Magnolia.
Surprising. I think they're going to surprise a lot of people. They were 2-8 last season. They got a lot of key players back. They were the first school that we got to go down and hang out with. And the coach was awesome to deal with, and he's an alum there too as well. He's got a lot of history there. And they got 2 good coordinators. They got from another program that are over there this year. So I think they're going to be surprising.
Wheeling Central.
Fate. I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm just going to say fate. Leave it at that.
John Marshall.
Talented. Josh behind the scenes was there for that one. They got a lot of players back. Their coaching staff, probably the best coaching staff we had saw out of all 12 teams. I should say 11 because like I said, we haven't seen Madonna yet. Coaching staff very vocal, very much involved. I would say that they're talented down there.
Buckeye Local.
Pride. You know, you're playing for pride at this point. I mean, 0-22. The whole thing I can think of is just the seniors, and you want to root for those guys, and you want them to get their first win, second win, or possibly third win. You know, if things really take off, you know, I'd love to see them in the playoffs. But I mean, it's gonna be a tough season for them, and I'm excited to watch them. I'm excited to be back here. It's third year being back here at Buckeye Local, but you know, they're playing for pride.
Good.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching our 2017 Friday Night Lights Team Kickoff video. And Aspen, you excited for Thursday?
I am. I'm very excited.
I'm excited because we have 2 games, not just one. We originally had 1, now we have 2. So we're on the West Virginia side on Thursday up at West Lib as Wheeling Park will host Brook. And then, of course, Friday we will be down at River as they host Belair. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing your reaction when you see the crowd.
Yeah.
Especially the student section.
Yes.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we hope you all enjoyed this, and we look forward to hearing your responses and your feedback as you watch the team previews of the 2017 Friday Night Lights pregame show.